The information I will be covering in this session is designed to provide helpful information on the subject of remote boosting with the Limbic technology. Nothing that I will be covering is meant to be used, nor should it be used, to diagnose or treat any medical condition. For the diagnosis or treatment of any medical condition, you should consult your own physician. It is also important to know that Dr. Von Cook does not yet recognize remote boosting as a viable option using the Limbic app. And in most cases, if you were to ask anyone of the good people with the consumer support line, they will tell you that the Limbic was not designed to send the boost to anyone other than the owner of the app. Fortunately, that belief can be quickly and quite easily, I might add, dispelled by following my instructions on exactly how to remote boost someone other than you. Let me tell you something, being able to remote boost someone, no matter where they are in the world, and have them experience an almost immediate improvement in, if not a complete elimination of, their symptoms of discomfort is a powerful tool in recruiting and probably the most rewarding activity that you've ever done. It is so much fun and entertaining that I seek out people in an attempt to find anyone that is in pain so I can demonstrate the remote boosting. How I discovered that the Limbic will do remote boosting comes from 15 years of working with quantum energy wellness products, with hundreds of our clients being from other countries that we've never met, but had remarkable recoveries from receiving boosting of a quantum energy related technology. What happened specifically was I had just gotten the app downloaded to my phone, and I was excited about the technology and the business. I went over to a dear friend of mine's house to share with her both the business and the technology. And she looked at me quite skeptically and said, well, if there's anything to do with quantum energy, you ought to be able to redirect the boost to me and get rid of the pain in my back. I knew quite well that arguing with my friend was not going to happen. And so I hesitantly, though I didn't reveal that emotion, said, well, I don't know, I can't argue with that. And then proceeded to mentally focus on my friend, all the while setting 3 types of boost. And much to my surprise, all of her pain went away in less than 10 seconds. She stood up and her partner said, Elaine, you need to look at yourself in the mirror. You're standing up straighter than you've ever stood up. Needless to say, they both signed up to receive the app and have been quite happy since. Almost as if I had access to a brand new toy, I went over to another friend of my house who happened to, at the time, to have had a severe, consistent headache that she had had for 9 days. And as soon as I clicked the pain relief button, she said, that's weird. I can already feel my face relaxing. And within 30 seconds, her headache of 9 days was completely gone. Since that day, I've had the thrill of doing remote boosting on at least 80 people in now 3 countries. Most of the remote boosting I've done has been over the phone with most people I've never met. I've gotten the impression that our quantum field, as well as those I am boosting, is quite intelligent and connected to all that I am doing. Just how that works is way beyond my understanding. In other words, I'm clueless. But then I'm clueless on something else. You see, I jump out of airplanes as a sport, and I have a clear understanding of the mechanics of gravity. It's really quite simple if you think about it. I go out the door, I go down. Going back up is not an option. Here's the interesting thing, though. If you were to ask any scientist familiar with the study of gravity what specifically it is that causes gravity to act the way that it does, their patent answer is we don't have a clue. So I don't lose any sleep over not knowing just how the 2 quantum fields communicate with each other. I'm satisfied in just knowing, and more importantly, having proof that they do. The purpose of the remote boosting is to give your friend, family member, or just the person that you've recently met a taste of what all this technology can do. It's a little different than boosting yourself in that when doing yourself, you're activating the boost and leaving it on for a longer period of time. So why is it that when you are remote boosting someone, you seem to have a much quicker response than when boosting yourself? Now, I'm not really certain about that, but I'm willing to bet that it has a whole lot to do with your intention. In other words, you are intending on getting a quick and amazing response from another person, but with you, you've got a lot longer to experience it, but that's really only a theory. You will notice, though, that for the most part, those you are remote boosting will have a quicker and surprisingly more amazing result, but don't be discouraged about that. It all works out. The inevitable question will arise, how long will my discomfort stay away? The question gives you a marvelous opportunity to explain again just why the symptoms went away. Here's what I say. It's important for you to understand that this was not a Benny Hinn or Roberts Rex Humbard healing signal. The Limbic arc works by boosting the information of the nutrients that were in the specific boost to your cells, and the body will use those nutrients as it would normally use them. Everyone is totally different because some will have a little in the way of problems that the body has to deal with, so the discomfort may stay away for days, may never come back. With others that are dealing with more significant health challenges, it may only stay away for a couple of hours. In either case, there's no permanent nutrient. All the nutrients will be utilized, and the body will need more to sustain the recovery, which is, of course, a really good reason to get the app. Here's what I say prior to the actually boosting somebody. Every nutrient that you take, whether it be vitamins, minerals, essential oils, or even herbs, either by eating it or in a meal or by way of a pill or juice or whatever, at the end of the digestive process, it becomes nothing but energy. This we've known for decades. We also know that each individual nutrient has a specific code of information that is absorbed and then is distributed to every organ, muscle, joint, tendon, and nerve by way of the microvascular system. We have two problems with this process. Our digestive system is, in most cases, seriously compromised due to eating meat with antibiotics in them, killing the good bacteria needed to break down the food to be absorbed. And even the American Medical Association admits that up to 85% of the reason for having such difficulty in recovering from injuries and illness can be directly traced to a compromised microvascular system. It's really a good chance we are not getting anywhere near the nutrients that our body needs. The Limbic Arc Company has been able to extract the specific code of now over almost 160 nutrients and have placed that code on the cloud in the form of a library that we can access by way of a cell phone app, acting much like a library card, and having the code of any one, all, or packages of nutrients boosted into our quantum field that then puts them directly into the cells of our body instantaneously, folks. You may not be aware, but quantum physics, virtually the most validated science on the planet, has proven time and time again that the energy that makes up each of us stretches to the outermost parts of the universe. In essence, our quantum field is as much here where we are as it is at the same time on the other side of the universe. If you were to ask your quantum physicists how this could possibly be, their patent answer is we don't have a clue. We know the mechanics of quantum energy, but don't have a clue what it is that causes that which happens to happen. That may sound somewhat strange, but it's quite normal. For instance, we understand that clearly the mechanics of gravity, but if you were to ask any scientists what specifically causes gravity, they'll tell you they don't have a clue either. To prove my point, I want you to rate the pain that you currently have as a 10, and by that I mean 100% of whatever pain you have currently is the 10 that I'm referring to. 10 does not represent the worst pain you've ever had. It represents the current pain that you have. With 10 being the pain that you have, 0 is no pain. I'm going to boost over 3 packages of nutrients to you in a few seconds. After each boost, I'm going to ask you where your pain is rated. I don't want to hear it feels better. I need a number. Do you understand? Great. Okay, folks, it makes sense to me that the greater job that I do in getting their subconscious engaged, the more seamless the process of the boost will be. It has been my experience that the ones that were where I had little to no results, and that's only been a few. It's been people who were really not into paying attention. As I was talking to them, it was almost as if I could feel their subconscious mind shut me out. The more remote boosting that you do, the more you'll get a handle on how to ensure that you're paying attention, how they're paying attention. The really surprising thing that you will notice is that after you get rid of an annoying symptom that they've had for years, with some decades, they will be totally unimpressed. I mean, there'll be a little bit, but basically they won't have a get down, say Jesus moment. In many cases, it will be as if you've upset their apple cart and insulted the very person that they believe themselves to be, i.e. a sick person. But fear not, there will be many who will indeed be greatly appreciative, and there's enough of them to make it all worthwhile. What boost should you use? Well, that's the $64 question. Let's review here again what is actually happening. The Limbic Arc technology is boosting directly into a person's quantum field a list of nutrients, and with any boost, there's going to be anywhere from 35 to 60 nutrients. If you boost 3 separate boosts, as I do, you're probably going to end up giving them a good 90 of the list of 150. I usually start with boosting them multi, stress relief, and pain relief. After that, I boost stress relief, pain relief, and strength. Depending on the symptom, I may boost over immune, increase your immune system, and other times I may add allergy as one of the boosts. Here's my opinion on that. Since I don't have a clue as to what the body actually needs in the way of particular nutrient or a series of particular nutrients, I will use different boosts, and after each boost, I'll ask where the discomfort is on a scale of 1 to 10. If I get a quicker response with a set of 3, I will boost those until the discomfort goes away. Speaking of that, after each boost, ask the person to rate their discomfort on a scale of 1 to 10. After that, delete out the boost and reboost it again, asking each time to rate the discomfort on a scale of 1 to 10. I keep boosting until the symptom is gone. If I don't get any response after 5 or 6 boosts, I'll stop, but do not get discouraged if after 3 nothing happens. A whole lot of times, nothing starts to decrease until after the 3rd or 4th boost, and then things begin to pick up. Sometimes you'll have people going down by 1 each boost, so just keep on going until it's all gone or real close to being gone. What do I do when a person I'm attempting to demonstrate the awesome power of Limbic Arc technology doesn't have any pain? Don't worry. In that case, I do a strength and balance test on them. I have them put their feet together first, stand there facing you. I have them put their fist on top of each other and have them press them tight up against their chest just above their breast area. Tell them that you're going to press down on the fist, and while you do, they are to keep their fist tight against their chest. They are not to let the fist go down at all, or they are not to bend over. If done correctly, they will tip over to the front and will notice their fist going down just a little bit, indicating the strength of the arms was not enough to stop you from pushing down. After that, I tell them to lock their fingers behind their back with the palm of their hands facing up, forming a sort of a cup. I put my fist in the cup and push straight down, and they will almost always tip full backward. Then I boost them with a strength boost and then retest them, and you both will be amazed at how much difference there is. At that point, just to dispel my thought, I delete out the strength boost and retest them, and they will be back to the previous level of strength, which is a whole lot less. If I see any doubt in their eyes, I boost them again and retest, and to their surprise, their strength and balance will come back immediately. I use basically the same presentation as I do with the pain, but leave out the pain type scale. Folks, remote boosting is really an incredibly powerful tool to not only recruit, but it's a powerful tool to get the knowledge out and the information out to anyone, anywhere in the world. Actually, when it comes to quantum energy, it could be on the moon for that matter. But I mean, anyone in the world, anywhere. And I've never seen a product like this. It's fantastic. Highly recommend that you try it. You're going to love it.